and didn't kill anybody. I thought guns killed people. Somebody figure that out for me. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up our handy dandy whiteboard. I'm going to just remind you what we did last week. And we're going to do this problem. I'm going to ignore the directions because the directions in this book is ridiculous. So just ignore the directions. We're going to take the antiderivative of 2x times x squared plus 5 to the 4th power dx. Now, what's the first thing you do? See if y'all can remember anything from last week. What's the first thing you do before you do any math, any antiderivatives? What's the first thing you do?
Find the most complicated part.
No, before that.
You move the 2x beside the dx?
You rewrite it. Then you find the complicated part. So that'd be x squared plus 5 to the 4th power 2x dx. And as Mr. Nicolini said, what is u, Mr. Nicolini?
X squared plus 5.
And somebody tell me what du is.
It's 2x.
2x what?
2x dx.
2x dx, which we have that. So, in essence, we've got u to the 4th du. So, what's the antiderivative of u to the 4th? U to the 5th over 5. Substitute, resubstitute, x squared plus 5 to the 5th power over 5. Or 1/5 x squared plus 5 squared.
So is du always going to be the derivative of what's inside the parentheses?
If it's not, what do you got to do? What do you do with elimination? If you can't eliminate a term, do you quit the problem, or what do you do?
Do you substitute, or
you make it work, which we're fixing to do right now with the second memory lapse problem. The reason I'm doing these is kind of refresh your memory, because I know everybody did their homework over the weekend. Any other question besides Mr. Piella? I'll address his in just a second. Anybody else? Is this a test question? Yes. So let's go find another one. Let me find one. I'm ignoring the directions. Just ignore the directions. If you just find the derivative, that's all you need to do. I don't know why they can't. I don't know why they can't give you a homework session without confusing the hell out of you. Trying to find a basic one. Hold on. Just give me a second. All right, there's one. This is one that you got to make it work. Ignore the directions. Antiderivative of 2x x squared minus 8 to the 105th power dx. All right, I want you to rewrite it, and I want you to do it. And if you get stuck, just wait. You take the piece out. All right, rewrite it. Antiderivative of x squared. No, this one's.
I thought you were gonna give us one where it was different.
What?
I thought you were gonna give us one where the derivative was different.
Well, I thought it was. I'm sorry. I should have just rewrote it. Oh, well, I suck. This one, you don't have to force it. I thought it was. Okay, so u is equal to x squared minus 8. Du is equal to 2x dx. You've got 2x dx, which I thought it wasn't going to happen. So therefore, you've got the antiderivative of u to the 5th power, 105th, du. Therefore, the antiderivative of u to the 105th power is u to the 106th power over 106. Back substitute 1 over 106, and that's going to be x squared minus 8 to the 106th power plus c. So let me go back and try to find one. Sorry about that. I thought that was one. I went too fast. Let's see. I don't want to do that one. Oh my God, why can't they just give you one? Wait a minute, look at that one. Okay, this might be one. No, it's not. Just a little accolade. I hate y'all's homework problems. There, finally. I think. No, that one doesn't work also. Let me just make up one because hell, I can't make your homework do something simple, so I might as well just do it. All right, antiderivative of 4x or 4x times x squared plus 7 to the 5th power dx. Now this is a problem where you have to make it work. It's real simple. I don't know why your homework can't do that, but anyway, this is real simple. Rewrite it. X squared plus 7 to the 5th power 4x dx. All right, go to it. What is u going to equal to?
X squared plus 7.
X squared plus 7. Therefore, du is equal to 2x what?
Dx.
dx.
We've got, no, we don't. So we quit the problem and say it cannot be done and go to the next problem, right? Just like elimination. When you couldn't get something to eliminate, you just said could not be done. Somebody tell me what we're going to do.
Rewrite it.
We're going to multiply the 4 by what? Or divide it by what? You tell me.
Would be x squared.
How do I make 4x dx look like 2x dx?
By 1/2.
Multiply by 1/2 or divide by 2, however you want to say it. And what is the reciprocal of 1/2? 2 over 1. So now I've got the form, I got my problem looking like this. 2 over 1 is 2. Antiderivative of u to the 5th power du. Because this is du.
So do you always multiply by the reciprocal?
Always, because what is 2 times 1/2?
2 or 1?
1. So you're multiplying by the multiplicative identity, which is 1. Sorry, my mischievous cat was fixing to turn over something. So that's going to give me 2 times u to the 5th, u to the 6th over 6 plus c. And the 2 and the 6 cancel. So that gives us, I'm going to write mine as 1/5. I'm sorry, 1/3 u to the 6th, which is 1/3 parentheses x squared plus 7 to the 6th plus c. Now, so far, we've been working on questions like these. We worked on them last week, remember? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I might have gave y'all one for homework. Would I give y'all one for homework, x cubed times e to the x to the 4th? Did I give you one of those? Or what was the last problem we went over? Look in your notes. What was the last problem that we went over?
We did go over x cubed e to the x to the 4th, but I think we finished that in class maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
We finished that at the end of class.
I think.
Okay, I got one person out of 22 people. Can somebody verify, did we start e x to the 3rd, e to the x to the 4th, or did we finish it?
We finished it.
We finished it.
Okay. All right, well, let's try another one. Let's see what else I got in here. Oh, here's one. Here's one that y'all would quit in a heartbeat on a test. Antiderivative of the square root of 7x plus 6 dx. All right, I want y'all to write that one down. This is a good test question. I'd only show y'all good test questions.
Yeah.
I'm not showing y'all dumb test questions like some of your homework questions.
I think we did that.
Did we do this one?
We did.
How about 40 minus 2x squared?
No, I don't think we did that one. No, we didn't.
Okay, we didn't? Okay. So just do that one then. Antiderivative, square root of 40 minus 2x squared, 8x dx. I even rewrote it for you. All right, do that one. Give you a second to work on that one. All right. So somebody tell me what u is.
40 minus 2x squared.
40 minus 2x squared. Somebody tell me what du is. Oh, that's wrong color.
It's 8x.
8.
dx.
What kind of x? What kind of 8?
8x dx.
Negative 8x dx. Makes a difference, Mr. Padiella. So
Wait,
what does the inside need to look like?
Shouldn't the derivative be negative 4x dx?
No, right here.
Well, because isn't the derivative of...
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, now, what does, you're exactly right, I'm sorry. What does the inside need to look like? It needs to look like negative 4x, but we got an 8x. So I'm going to multiply this by what?
1/2.
Negative 1/2. And if I multiply this by negative 1/2, what have I got to multiply the outside?
-2.
There you go. So now you've got -2, antiderivative of u, square root of u, du, which is -2.
Today. I go to work at 3.
Antiderivative
8.
of u to the 1/2 du. And that's going to be -2 u to the 3/2 over 3/2 plus c. And that's going to be 2/3 times -2 u to the 3/2 plus c. -4/3 u to the 3/2 plus c. And that's going to be -4/3 parentheses 40 minus 2x squared to the 3/2 power plus c. And I guarantee you that there's somebody in here that took calculus somewhere else and could not do that, but now you can. It's not that difficult, especially if you don't make 2x squared into 8x like I just tried to. All right, let's try another one. I think this is probably going to be one of my last. No, I got 2 more before we get to the definite. All right, here you go. Antiderivative of x to the third dx over 2 plus x to the fourth to the second power. All right, do it. Sorry, I'm eating some leftover terrorism food. I did some binge watching this weekend. Guess what I binge watched? Anybody? I binge watched. I watched 3 seasons of something the whole weekend. Yellowstone. Anybody ever heard of it?
Yeah, with that guy from that golf movie, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, that guy from the golf. Yeah. One of the most well-known actors in the Hollywood. Yeah. That guy, yeah, from the golf movie. Yeah. Okay. So somebody give me U.
2 plus x to the fourth.
Yeah. However, why they write it like that, I don't know, but that must be some kind of Tide Pods thing, new thing they're doing now. So what is du?
4x to the third.
What do we have? We have x to the third. So we got to multiply the inside by what?
Four.
By 4. And we got to multiply the outside by what?
1/4.
All right, finish it. So now you've got 1/4 antiderivative of du over u to the second power. So now I can bring that upstairs. That'll give me 1/4 antiderivative of u to the -2 du. I want you to make sure you write this problem down step by step, because this, if you get a calculus question on a standardized test, it will be one like this, because they want you to bring that u squared up and make it a u to the -2. And now you can take the antiderivative, and that's going to be 1/4 u to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. That negative 1 makes the whole thing negative. So negative 1/4 u to the negative 1. And that negative 1 can come downstairs. Negative 1 over 4u plus c. And that's going to be negative 1 over 4 times 2 plus x to the 4th plus c. Now, I guarantee you some of y'all looked at that problem and thought it was going to be difficult, didn't you? It's not. At least I don't think that's difficult if you do it step by what? That means I want you to fill in the blank. Step by what?
Step.
What do some of y'all do as students? What do y'all try to do?
Skip steps.
Y'all try to go from here to here in like one step. I know some old crotchety professors at Clemson that don't do that. So I don't understand why some of y'all students think y'all can do that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Tide Pods. Okay? Mr. Nicolini, what's your favorite Tide Pod? Do you like the Evergreen or do you like the Mountain?
I'm gonna be honest, I
Mist.
wasn't aware there's different flavors. Might have to check that out.
Oh, me, I'm glad, Mr. Nicolini. I'm glad you got a sense of humor and not weaned on a pickle. Thank you. All right. Let's do one antiderivative. Sine 4x cosine of x dx. Now with this one, you're going to go with this guy right here, sine. You're going to say u is equal to the sine of x. And somebody tell me what du is.
Cosine of x.
Cosine of x what?
Dx.
So therefore, you've got antiderivative of u to the 4th du. So that's going to be u to the 5th divided by 5 plus c. And u is the sine of x. So sine 5th x over 5 plus c, or 1/5 sine 5th x plus c. Okay, now somebody counting Friday or Thursday of last week, because that's when we started actually doing substitution. Look in your notes and tell me how many substitution problems we've done. Roundabout.
I have a question about this problem.
Yeah.
What was the point of even getting du if we didn't use it?
Huh?
We didn't use du in this problem.
You did use du because you made sure that it was right here. Now, if it hadn't been, you would have had a problem. I'm going through the steps. You go through these steps each time. All right? Even if you think it doesn't mean anything, Mr. Piella, it does. You're checking to see if you have DU. If you don't have DU, Mr. Piella, you've got to make it DU.
Okay.
That's why you're checking it. Anybody got a number? How many problems we did since Thursday?
Like 11 or so.
I think, I don't know how many you got in your homework. Let's see. For 5.5, anybody know right offhand? Assignments, 5.5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 4. You got 22. Okay, 22. You got 22. So far, I've done about half of them. But I got to finish today with definite integrals. Now remember, what is a definite integral? A definite integral has parameters. It has a lower limit and an upper limit. Usually the upper limit is B, the lower limit's A. It really doesn't matter because this is the way it's set up. F of U, F of A, F of, U, technically U of B and U of A, U du. And what I want to talk about is this right here. U of B and U of A. Now, you don't have to do this, but you need to be aware of it. When you're dealing with definite integrals, and substitution, you've got to convert the lower limit and the upper limit if, I'll write this in red, if you choose not to back substitute. Do y'all remember when I do a problem and I get to the end and I would substitute U back in? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Right here. Now, if I substitute that back in, I can use my numbers. Let's do something magenta. I can use, if I have a number here 0 to 4, then I could punch in 0 and 4 and evaluate. But if I don't want to back substitute, then I can use U right here, but I have to convert these to U by plugging them in here. Okay? For instance, let's do this problem. We may have done it before. I need to just start from the beginning. And we haven't done a definite, so I know we haven't done it. We may have done the inside. 0 to 2 of 2x, x squared plus 4 to the second power dx. All right, now the only difference between this one and the ones we've done before You said we did about 11. This one is a definite integral. So I'm going to highlight in yellow that 0 and that 2 because that's the only difference. Now, I'm going to show you what you don't have to do first. Does everybody understand that? I'm going to show you what you don't have to do. I mean, what you are used to doing. I'm going to show you that first. So, I'm going to rewrite this. 0 to 2 of x squared plus 4 quantity squared 2x dx. And somebody tell me what u is going to equal?
X squared plus 4.
X squared plus 4. Therefore, du 2x dx. Well, we've got 2x dx, so this is u squared du. So I'm going to rewrite that. 0 to 2 of u squared du. Everybody with me? That's what we've been doing since Thursday. Now, take the derivative, the antiderivative. That's going to be u to the third power over 3, evaluated at 0 and 2. Now, the way that you would do this, if you did it the way we've been doing it, is you'd back substitute, and that would be parentheses cubed x squared plus 4 over 3, evaluated at 0 and 2. And then somebody, let's take, what is 2 squared? 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 4 is what? 8. And 8 to the third over 3. And 0 will be 0 plus 4, 4 to the third over 3. And I get 448 over 3, but I need somebody to check me. Y'all finish it and tell me what y'all get. Just confirm it, please. Let me know if you get 448 over 3.
That's what I got.
Okay, does everybody understand that we've been doing this since Thursday? Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you a story. I was trying to be a good calculus student when I was at Tri-County. And I had a teacher that really sucked, and I dropped him, of course. Same teacher that a lot of people drop. And he never showed me what I'm fixing to show you. He never showed it to me. I don't know how we were supposed to learn it when he never showed it to me. This is what he didn't show me. Or, put a big or here. I'm going to put or convert x parameters to u parameters. So I've got it to right here, u to the third over 3, evaluated at 0 and 2. We can't use 0 and 2 in u. We can't do that. So we've got to convert these. How do we convert them? Well, u, remember u is equal to what? X squared plus 4, right? So I'm going to plug in 2 to change this. So that's going to be 2 squared plus 4. And what is that? 4
8.
plus 4 is what?
8.
8. So my new upper limit is 8. It's not 2. My lower limit, 0 plus 4 is what?
4.
0 plus 4 is 1. 0 squared plus 4 is what?
It's 4.
I heard somebody say 1. I didn't hear anybody say 4. So now I can take these u parameters and plug them in without back substitution. So that's going to be 8 to the third over 3 minus 4 to the third over 3. And what does that equal to? 448 over 3. Now, can you imagine how the rest of calculus would be if you didn't tell me this? And teachers and students were converting over to u parameters. How are you supposed to get this information? Huh. Has anybody taken a calculus course and never understood why they converted the u's? Anybody?
No.
Well, there it is. Do you have to do it, or is it by choice?
Choice.
It's by choice. You can either back substitute and plug in your original parameters, right there, or you can convert when you get to the integration. When you just integrated that u squared and you got u to the third, you convert these to 8 and 4 and just plug in 8 and 4. Does everybody see that? Some people say this is cutting out a lot of work. Some people say that this is more certain. They understand this better. However you want to do it is your decision. I hope everybody understands what I just showed them. I got a couple of nods. Thank you.
How'd you figure out the other way? Did you look it up or something?
Figure out which way.
Like the more simpler way to do it?
This one right here.
Yeah, that your calculus teacher didn't teach you?
About the second calculus I took, I started to figure it out myself. It would have been a whole lot better in first calculus if the teacher had explained it.
Yeah.
All right, let's try nerd. Another definite integral. This one is antiderivative from 0 to 4, square root, or 4x, square root of 16 minus x squared dx. All right, I'm going to let y'all set it up. Go ahead. And you can do it however you want to. If you want to convert the 0 and the 4, that's fine. If you don't want to convert and back substitute, that's fine also. I don't care. Mr. Lowry, how much calculus have you had before this class?
I took calculus in senior year of high school.
Pre-cal or cal?
No, it was cal.
Okay.
And then I tried Ward in my freshman year at Tri-County. And
I
both of
know how
those,
that turned out.
yeah, both of them teachers just were not for me. Like,
Well, let me
but
ask you something. Did they show you how to convert the U? Did they show you that?
I don't remember this, and I don't think high school calculus got to,
Oh, okay.
or I don't remember if we did or not,
Okay.
but definitely Ward didn't do this, as far as I
Okay,
can
I was
remember.
just wondering. It's not difficult, but it's one of those things that they leave out, and it makes students' life very difficult. I don't know why they leave it out. I guess they just assume that you figure it out. But it sure would have helped me out. All right, I'm going to rewrite it. Rewrite it. 0 to 4. Square root of 16 minus x squared. 4x dx. So u is equal to 16 minus x squared. New way of writing algebraic sentences now. And du is equal to negative 2x dx. So I've got to multiply that 4 by negative 1/2, which I've got to multiply the whole thing by negative 2. And now, since this right here is du, I can rewrite this as negative 2, 0 to 4 of u to the 1/2 du. And I can take the derivative of this, so antiderivative, that's going to be negative 2 brackets u to the 3/2 over 3/2 evaluated. Well, if I chose to change my parameters at this point, I would plug 0 in right here. Somebody tell me what 16 minus 0 is.
16.
So if I did change it, I'm gonna color these yellow because I'm gonna show you. That'll be 16. And what is 4? 16 minus 4 squared. What is that?
0.
So if you wanted to go the route of using u, then you would plug in 0. And of course, 0 would take this whole thing out. But you got to remember, you got to subtract. So I'm going to do it with you because somebody might miss that subtraction symbol. So I'm going to do the u with you, and then I'll go around and do the x with you. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So that's going to be negative 2/3. And that's going to be negative 4, or let's see. No, that's not a negative 2. That's positive. There we go. So that's going to be negative 4/3 u to the 3/2 evaluated at 16 and 0. So plug in 0. That's going to leave you with a big 0. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Let you see negative 4/3 parentheses 3/2 minus negative 4/3 parentheses 3/2. What do I always write that negative in? Always write it in red, don't I? Why do I do that? Because that negative will make life miserable or make life easy for you, one of the two. So I'm going to plug in 0 here and 16 here. Okay, everybody understands that this goes to 0, right? Does everybody understand that?
Yep.
What does this negative do to this negative?
Makes it positive.
So our answer is going to be positive because of that. Okay, so I want you to, that's what I wanted you to see. Okay, and what's the square root of 16? 4. 4 to the third power is 64. 256 over 3. Somebody check my math. Everybody got it? Did somebody get 256 over 3? I'll just wait for somebody
Yeah,
to.
got it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, I'm going to go back to here, right here, and I'm going to back substitute this in and use my original 0 and 4. I'm just showing y'all that it's your decision which one you want to do. Negative 4/3, u to the 3/2, evaluated at 0 and 4, because I'm not going to convert, so I'm going to back substitute. And that's going to be 16 minus x squared, evaluated 3/2, evaluated at 0 and 4. So we're going to get negative 4/3, 16 minus parentheses squared to the 3/2 minus negative 4/3, 16 minus parentheses to the square 3/2. And we're going to plug in, I'm going to use a different highlighter. Since we didn't change it, changed it with yellow, since we're going to go with the 4, I meant the so we're going to plug in a 4 here and a 0 here. $16 minus 16 is what?
0.
What does that do to this whole front? Takes it out.
Yeah, so
Does this look familiar? Negative times a negative is a positive. And that's going to be 4/3. 16 3/2. The square root of 16 is 4. 4 to the third power is 64. 64 to the times 4 is 256 over 3. I just want somebody to just say, what would happen if you were in calculus and nobody told you how to go from 0 to 4 and change it to 16 to 0? Can you imagine how that would confuse people? All right, let's try nerd. Be lucky you got a teacher that wasn't taught that. All right. So, antiderivative from 1 to 2 of 2x dx over 1 plus x squared to the third power. All right, I'll let y'all work on it for a minute. I'll give y'all like 2 minutes to work it out. So there's no Yellowstone fans out there.
I saw a few episodes of it.
Say again.
I saw 1 or 2 episodes of it. It was pretty good.
And watching, I'm watching Loki. I'm watching him. I like Loki. And nothing. Okay. Y'all just might as well say, I don't want to talk to you, Hubert.
I don't really like Loki that much.
I haven't watched it yet.
What?
I haven't watched it yet.
Y'all giving me a complex.
More of a whole kind of guy.
All right, somebody tell me what u is equal to.
1 plus x squared.
And du?
2x dx.
2x dx. So we don't have to do anything. We've got du over u to the third. So from 1 to 2, u du over u to the third. So I'm going to take the derivative, bring that up. Antiderivative from 1 to 2 of u to the negative 2, or sorry, 3. That's a 3. Du. And my derivative is, antiderivative, u to the negative 2 over negative 2, or negative 1/2 u squared plus c. Well, no, it's a definite. Evaluated at 1 and 2. Now, I'm going to draw a box around this, because we're going to go to the other page and we're going to do it side by side, you know, by u, converting u, and then by using 1 and 2. So I'm going to put it at the top. Negative 1/2 u squared. And we're going to evaluate at 1 and 2. So that means I got to plug in 1 plus x squared. So negative 1 over 2 parentheses 1 plus x squared squared evaluated at 1 and 2. So that's going to be negative 1 over 2 parentheses 1 plus parentheses squared squared minus negative 1 over 2 times 1 plus parentheses squared squared. And I'm going to plug in a 2 and a 1. And that's going to give me 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 2 is what?
50.
And this is going to make it a plus. Negative and a negative is a plus. So that's going to be plus 1 over 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And I'm just going to stop it right there. And let's go over here. And let's convert 2 and 1. We know that u is equal to 1 plus x squared. So what's 1 plus 1?
2.
2, and I'm going to write these in pink because I changed them. And what's 1 plus 2 squared? I'm sorry. 1 plus 2 squared is what? 5?
Yep.
So now we're not going to do this. We're going to do this based on u equal 2 and u equal 5. So that's going to be negative 1 over 2 parentheses squared minus brackets negative 1 over 2 parentheses squared. And we're going to plug in that 2, that 5, and that 2. And look what we get, y'all. Negative 1 over 50 plus, it's a miracle. And when you do the math, let's see, what did I get? 21 over 200. $21 over 200. Now, a lot of y'all may think that I'm being very elementary, and I am. What do you mean elementary? Well, I'm repeating a lot of stuff, and I'm also going over a lot of basics over and over and over, and I'm also going over a lot of step-by-step over and over and over. Am I doing it because I want to insult your intelligence? No. I'm doing it because you need to know how to do this stuff. Okay? So that's why I'm doing it like I'm doing it. All right. You're welcome. All right. So let's do a nerd.
It's 117.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I only got 2 left, and we can do those tomorrow with some more. All right, you continue to work on 1.1 through 1.5. I'm going to shut down the recording and take the roll, so please do not leave until I get through your